I'm having major technical difficulties. So I'm trying to get the live in the group at the moment. I've been sitting here on Instagram looking at my screen. Is this going to work for me? Let's try. Again, there we are. So should be going live in the group. Now the button won't push. Starting. Okay, maybe now. I have the weirdest thing that goes on with my computer. Some of you will know this. When I go from Zoom to StreamYard, which is what I've just done, I've just had a 2-hour call with the VIPs. My camera doesn't work. So I have to have enough time to reboot my computer between Zoom and StreamYard. And it literally takes 8 or 9 minutes. So I didn't make the time frame. So that's why I'm a little bit late. So sorry about that. How are you? Welcome to my first live video of the week, which, if you are familiar with my lives, is something to do with personal development, personal growth, something to help you think about how you can be a better version of yourself so you can have the most amazing business. Something I share all the time is, although we're here to talk about social media, leverage the internet and learn modern social media strategies and systems and have things duplicate within our team, that's all amazing. That stuff won't build you a 6 or a 7-figure business. You will. So it's your mindset, it's your belief, it's how you show up, it's the content that you put out there, it's you. You are the missing piece. You are your biggest asset. So there's things that I talk about on the first live video of my week to help you think about all that kind of stuff. And today is no different. So today we're talking about overthinking. How many of you are self-confessed overthinkers and you know that it keeps you stuck? How many of you know what you need to do as far as sort of content or showing up on social media, but you just don't do it? You just don't go and do it because you overthink things, or you don't have a conversation with somebody because you're overthinking it, or you don't do a live video because you're overthinking it, what to say or what you're going to look like or how people are going to respond to it. Like, how many of you put me in the comments if you are an overthinker and you know you're an overthinker and you're quite prepared to sort of put up your hand and say, yeah, that's me, and I know it stops me. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because we are about to move into a new year. And it is so important for you to recognize things like this, like overthinking, because if you don't, and I don't raise your level of awareness with things like overthinking, you're going to be the overthinker that you were in 2024. You're going to be the same overthinker in 2025, and nothing changes. And how many of you are ready for a new year? How many of you are ready for a killer new year in 2025? And to kick some of the limiting beliefs and bad habits to the curb and just rock 2025. Now, for you to do that, you probably have to change some things about the way that you think and the way that you show up on social media. And one of those things is overthinking, okay? So if you're joining me live, say hello so I can give you a shout out. We've got Shirley, and the live is in the group. We got there eventually. Hello, Dean. Good to see you on. We've got Becca. We've got Christina. Great to see you on. We've got Beth as well. Good topic. And yes, I recognize it, and then go back to overthinking. So good point. Recognize it, but then actually go back to overthinking. So I'll get into the content at the moment, but Shirley can relate to that. Christina, I've been doing a lot of work on overthinking, but it seems to be a challenge this week. And I was just saying to the VIP, so we've just jumped off a 2-hour call that I've got with my VIP students, and it doesn't matter how much personal development kind of work that you do and how aware that you are. You'll never do enough personal development work listening to videos of mine like this, or podcasts, or listening to gurus, that things don't go wrong. Or you could listen to all the overthinking stuff on the planet. It doesn't mean you're not going to not overthink. It doesn't mean things aren't going to go wrong. You could learn all there is to know about social media. Doesn't mean you're going to have it all going on with social media. You can do all the planning and content creation training under the sun. It doesn't mean that everything is going to go according to plan. Things are always going to go wrong and derail you. That's not the issue. Like, life sometimes kicks us in the you know what and just drags us down for a little bit, correct? It could be your health. It could be somebody else's health. It could be something going in your life. You could be moving house. Something's happened with a child or a parent or a grandparent or something like that that just derails you for a point in time. Like, that is always going to happen. It's not what happens that's the actual issue. It's how you deal with it at the time and how quickly you get back on your feet. So you've got to allow things to happen. And if you get derailed, you got derailed. So what? Like, it's okay. It's okay sometimes to get derailed. It's not okay to get derailed for a week, turning into 2 weeks, turns into a month, turns into 6 months, turns into a year, turns into another year. That's what's not okay. So you're always going to have, there's no amount of personal development training that you'll do that is ever going to not derail you. You're going to get derailed. You're going to get overwhelmed at times. You're going to overthink things. You're going to have self-doubt. Even the most successful leaders and gurus out there still have self-doubt. They just don't stay in it. And as I was just saying to the VIPs, some of the things that pop into my head these days, it's not days, weeks, or months or whatever. It's like minutes. It's like something pops into my head and I'll fully doubt myself, or I'll don't think I can do something or whatever. And it's like, no, you don't. Get out. I'm not allowing that thought to stay in there. Get out. So that's what you got to learn to do. It's not that things aren't going to creep in and you get self-doubt or overthinking and all those kind of things that derail you. The trick is to recognize it and not stay there for too long and get out of it. Does that make sense? So don't expect that you're never going to get derailed, or you're never not going to overthink, or you're never not going to have a lack of, self-belief or fears and all those kind of things. It's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. But how long you stay there is completely up to you. So what you want to learn to do over time is just get through it quicker and just bounce back quicker. But you can't do that unless you have a level of awareness. So you can't fix anything that you're not aware of. And the thing with humans, you, me, and everyone else around us, we are largely run by our subconscious. And if you're an overthinker, you've probably done it majority of your life. So it's not necessarily going to change quickly. But if you're aware that you're an overthinker, you can stop yourself overthinking quicker. And then you start to create new habits. Okay, I hope I'm making sense there, because most people actually know what they're doing wrong. But unless you have an awareness and you actually actively change it, you're still going to do all the things that you did in 2024 that you didn't like in 2025. And that's why I do these kind of videos. I want to raise your level of awareness so you can change things. You with me? Okay. So Beth's ready for a kick-ass new year. Awesome. Hey, Jane, good to see you on. So what I want to make you aware of things like overwhelm is in all areas of your life, you either already know what you need to do, or you can find an answer to know what you need to do. So when it comes to building a business on social media, putting out content, doing a live video, putting content in your stories, you already know what you need to do. Is that fair to say? That there are a lot of things that you know you need to do, but you also know you're not doing them. Or if you don't know the answer, you know that there is a way to find the answer. We've got Google. You might have a mentor that you could ask questions in. You might have a community that you're connected to that you could ask questions in, or you could use AI. Like, there are so many resources around you. There's also podcasts, there's books. You know that it doesn't matter what it is. You either already know what you should be doing, or you already know how to find the answer or where to start to find the answer. Okay? So why do we overthink so much? If we kind of know those two things, you actually know what you need to do, or you know where you could find an answer, why do we do so much overthinking about it? Why don't we just go and do it? This is the biggest question on the planet. Most of you will know exactly what you need to go and do, or where to find the answer of what to go and do. So what's the difference between knowing and actually doing? That's where the overthinking sits. Okay? And the reason that we do that thinking and overthinking and don't take the action is when fear starts to kick in. It's where your overanalyzing starts to kick in. It's where the uncertainty kicks in. And when you have that uncertainty and fear and, a lack of confidence, that's where you start doing more of the thinking and less of the doing. But you can, and this is a downfall to people building a business online as well, is you can watch a lot of training on how to build a business online. And how a lot of people justify their time is they go and watch another training, they buy another course, they go and get some mentorship, and they keep learning about the thing that they want to do. But the missing piece is actually the action. So I can go and learn and read books about nutrition or exercise and getting fit. I can watch videos, I can listen to gurus, I can learn all about protein and macros and carbs and fats and the perfect combination. I can learn all of that until the cows come home. But is that going to make me be healthier? Just by learning it all? This is the downfall with overthinking. You can know it all. You can actually become an expert at learning in something, and you can fine-tune your skills in something. But unless you actually, go and do it, nothing will change. So the really important thing for you to recognize is what is it that you know that you're doing that you're actually not doing, because the only answer, the only solution to stopping overwhelm is the action. It's the only answer. Now, this is where you need to recognize a massive difference between being motivated to take that action and to be disciplined to take that action. Because if you wait for motivation, and this is the downfall with a lot of people in our industry, is they wait till they feel like it. Or even exercise and food. I don't really feel like exercising today. Too bad. Go and do it anyway. You've got to have the discipline to build your business. You've got to have the discipline to do the live video. You've got to have the discipline to do the stories. You've got to have the discipline to do your menu plan. You've got to have the discipline to go for a walk. You've got to have the discipline to go to the gym, whether you feel like it or not. I can watch video after video after video of learning how to lift weights. I can watch video after video after video on nutrition and how to eat properly. But unless I get in the kitchen and do it myself, or unless I go out and, do the walk myself, then it all ends up just in here, and I won't get the result that I'm looking for. So your only solution to overthinking is the doing. It's the action, but it's actually the action that you need to take with discipline, not waiting for motivation. And I know that every single one of you listening to this already knows exactly everything that I've just said. Put a number 2 if that's true for you, that you already know all of this. But put a number 3 down if, even though you know all of this, you're still an overthinker. So what's going to be the difference for you in 2025? You have to know that you are run by your subconscious. And if you're an overthinker, and you've been an overthinker for majority of this year, and you've watched training after training after training after training, and you're really good at keeping yourself busy with trainings but not doing enough action, you're going to actually do the same thing in 2025 because you're run by your subconscious. It's just what you do. Unless you listen to a video like this, you raise your level of awareness, and you are tuned into what you're overthinking about. I just had a massive conversation with the VIPs about how important it is to evaluate now what it is you did well in 2024 and what it is that you didn't do well in 2024 that you don't want to carry over onto 2025. Because unless you actually truly evaluate it and bring it to light and have a think about it, you're not going to change it. So I talk about this to help you think about it So then when you think about it, it's like, okay, I know I've been a massive procrastinator in 2024 and I don't want to continue that in 2025. How do I overcome that? I have to create the discipline to go and do the things that I know I need to do because my subconscious runs me, and I'm going to actually default to overthinking instead of taking the action. Like, you've got to have that level of awareness to be able to make change. Learning is amazing. Learning is important. But this is one of those times where I'll tell you, knowledge is not always power. Do you understand what I mean by that? Knowledge is powerful, yes. But if all you ever do is build your knowledge and you don't go and do anything with it through discipline, it's not going to help you build the business or become the amazing, fit and healthy person that you want to be. So discipline is your key, and discipline to take the action that you know you don't want to take. And remember what I always say to you, the way the human brain works, it is designed to keep you safe. It is designed to keep you in overthinking. Because if there's any kind of fear that creeps in, your brain's job is to go, it's okay, Helen, that's uncomfortable. Let's just keep thinking about how we're going to do that instead of going and doing it. Or how about we go and watch another training to learn to hone in our skill rather than going and doing it and failing forward? Or how about we go and do the dishes? Or how about we go and do the washing? Or how about we go and scroll social media? That's what your brain is going to do for you because it's going to keep you comfortable. So why I continue to talk about all of this is to raise your level of awareness that you have to tell your brain to go away sometimes. You have to tell your brain, thank you for your concern and keeping me safe, but I want more in 2025. I want to eat better in 2025. I want to exercise more. I want to get fit. I want to get lean. I want to build muscle. I want to be a metabolism machine, like a fat burner. I want to build the most amazing business. I want to have the most amazing relationships on social media. I want people to come to me. I want to nail attraction marketing. If that's all the things that you want, then you have to have the discipline to take the action and stop overthinking about it. Because overthinking is your normal and most people's normals. And scientifically, there's two types of people. One type of person is when they feel creative and they just, they get an idea or an opportunity presents themselves and they're just rolling with it. It's like, I'm out there, I'm already doing it, I'm creating it. Like if you come across leaders that you work with in the industry and they come up with an idea and it's all over the place, it's scattered, it's whatever, but they're already doing it and you've got to catch up with what they're doing, even though it might not be perfectly executed. That's one type of person. Like they've got that creative brain, they get an opportunity in front of it and they're like, let's go. The other type of person is you'll get an idea and you'll get that creativity and then it's like you'll take a step back because you'll start thinking about it and you'll start overthinking about it and then you'll start analyzing and evaluating, well, how should I do it and when should I do it and whatever. So there's one type of person that'll just lean into taking action and just do it messy. And there's the other type of person that will have an idea or have a thought or get an opportunity put in front of them, and then the overthinking kicks in. So you, like A person is leaning into action and doing it messy, and the B type person is, you get the idea, you get the opportunity, but now you're overthinking and you've taken a step back. Are you A or B? Would love to know. Share in the comments what type of person you are. So statistically, that's the two type of people that exist, leaning into messy action or leaning into overthinking. Majority of people lean into the overthinking, but you don't want to go into 2025 with that. And you don't want to go into 2025 relying on motivation to get over that. It does not work. Motivation will keep you going for a week, 2 weeks, sometimes a month. Like, have you ever known people or done it yourself? Like, you're motivated. So 1st of January comes around, you're motivated to go on a diet and you manage to last 4 weeks and you lose a whole lot of kilos and pounds. But then the motivation's weans and you get back on the bad habits and you put all that weight back on and more. That's the difference between, motivation and discipline. Somebody who's disciplined will know all of that, but not let themselves fail, not let themselves falter, because they just know they can't. Like, they've got the discipline. Even though they want the chocolate, they won't have the chocolate because they've got the discipline. Same with your business. What is it that you know you need to do, or the answers that you need, you can find, but you're actually avoiding taking it because you're overthinking? Like, let's create some new habits in 2025. What do you think? Are you up for that? Put a number 4 down below if you're ready to get rid of overthinking and kick in some discipline. Just want to check in with some of your comments. Dean's got a lot, the 2s and the 3s. Must break the cycle. Christina, when in doubt, remember Helen's words. Too bad, go and do it anyway. Yeah, you've actually got to, and this might sound a little bit weird, but in my own head, I have a fight with myself constantly because I'm a constant overthinker. I will admit it. I overanalyze things. I might overanalyze what somebody said, whether somebody responds in Messenger, whether they don't, how they worded something. If it's not in a voice messenger, that's why voice message is always better. I'm an overthinker, and things pop in my head all the time. And then I get back into my head within seconds and go, don't overthink that, Helen. What do you need to learn from this? It's my golden question to myself. I hope you've heard me, if you've been around me long enough, you've heard me say that over and over and over again, that when things are going well and things are not going well, that's the one question that you need to repeat to yourself over and over again. When things particularly aren't going well, what do I need to learn from this? You can't blame anyone else for the way that you think. You can't blame anyone else for your happiness. Your happiness is your own. Your business is your own. Your success is your own to make. You can't blame anybody else for things that are going on in your world, even husbands, wives, partners, parents, children. You can't blame anybody for what's going on in your world and your brain. That's totally up to you. So you can either set yourself up for success in 2025 and get on top of discipline and action, or you can continue to overthink. What do you want to do in 2025? Okay, I know what I would want to do. Faye. 2, I have your voice in my ear when I overthink, Helen Martin. Don't overthink, Faye. I love it. I actually think I've said to you a couple of times, you're overthinking it, Faye. Dean, that's part of the trap with being an entrepreneur. If you work for someone else, you're expected to be at work and work from X until Y. When you work from online for yourself, it's too easy to put things off and do something else. And this is a big part of the conversation that I had with the VIPs just earlier, is about this trap of when we run our own business and we're an online sort of entrepreneur, we always put ourselves or our business last. And a lot of people will do that at Christmas time. It's like, I'm too busy for my business. It's like, well, if you went to a job, you'd still work, wouldn't you? You'd still have to go to work and show up and get paid, even though it's Christmas. So, sometimes you need to treat your entrepreneurial job more like an actual, like, proper job. So you show up for it regardless. The November-December challenge is being amazing, doing the do every day. So what Faye's referring to there is a team sort of challenge, if you like. Like there was a November one and now there's a December one in like daily action, doing the do every single day. Okay. Dean's like an overthinker. 4 4s all round. Awesome. I work better with structure. Messy for me is doing everything but what I have to do. So that's why challenges work so well for me. And, Faye's word there, action. So just remember, information and learning is important, but information and knowledge is not always power. The power is in your discipline to take the action even when you don't want to. It's what it's going to take in 2025. So I just really encourage you to have this on the forefront of your mind. For most people, it takes a backseat and they're not even aware of why they avoid things. The excuses are everywhere. I'm too busy. I've got people coming over for Christmas. I'm this, I'm that. Like, the excuses are thick and fast. But that's just what they are. They're excuses. So you've got to have the discipline to take the action no matter what. Okay? So you don't want to be really, really, really knowledgeable in how to get fit, or really, really knowledgeable in how to eat the right foods, or really, really knowledgeable in how to build a business online, but you're not actually doing the do. So just remember to take disciplined action and go into 2025 with that mindset. Okay, can we all do that? Just put yes in the comments if you're down for that, because that's what it's going to take. And I just want to reiterate, you are run by your subconscious every day. And there are things that you're doing and avoiding that you don't even know that you're doing and avoiding unless you actually think about these kind of conversations and this kind of thing. And we want to flip that script and create really good habits and break those old bad habits. Okay? Because you are all deserving of more money in your bank account. You're all deserving of an amazing business. You're all capable of building an amazing business. There are millions of people, billions of people online. There is enough people for you to build an amazing business, and me and everyone else. But you've got to go and do the do. You can't just think about doing the do. Okay? All right. So I'm going to leave it there. Food for thought. Please take that on board. So I won't be live tomorrow, but I will be live the next 2 days. I've got some great content for you for the rest of the week. I do also want to share with you, those of you that are not in my coaching community and got access to like over $10,000 worth of social media training, you need to get into the coaching community this side of this year, because the prices are going up in 2025. Okay. If you are already in my coaching community, you are grandfathered in. So anybody that gets into my coaching community before the 31st of December, you are grandfathered into the existing prices. They will not go up for you. So if you want social media training, practical social media training on everything from getting organized to branding, to reels, to TikTok, to content creation, to posting, to conversations, to knowing what to say to people in Messenger, all the practical training that you need under the sun, you can get into the coaching community for $1 for 3 days and have a look around and see if you want to stay. You don't have to stay forever. You could stay for a few months. Or you could get the annual membership and save 2 months out of the 12, and you got a whole year to go through all my training. All my boot camps I've ever done, personal branding, content creation, AI, TikTok, reels, it's all there. So this could be your Christmas present to yourself to get into my coaching community before the end of the year, before the prices go up. Excuse me. So if you need the information on that, just go to helenmartinonline.com/join online pre-coaching. That's really long-winded, isn't it? I wonder if I've got an old link up here. Let me see if I can put that on the screen. Where are my coaching community members? Are you listening? Tell them how wonderful it is. I do an exclusive training, practical training every single week. I haven't got a link up here. But if you go to my website, helenmartinonline.com, you'll see somewhere on my website how to join the coaching community. So just go to my website and you'll find it from there. But get yourself in the coaching community before the price goes up in 2025. Okay? But those of you that are already in there, don't panic. You're grandfathered in to the existing prices. Okay? It won't go up for you. Okay. So I won't see you live tomorrow, but I will see you live the next day. So 2 more lives from me before I have a break on my normal schedule. I'm not going to go live on my normal schedule for next week or the week after. So I'm going to have a bit of a break. If I go live, it'll just be random when I go live. So this week is my last sort of scheduled normal lives before I have a couple of weeks break from my normal schedule. I'll still be around. I'll still show up on social media. I'll probably still go live about random things, but I won't be on my normal live schedule next week or the week after. So make sure you join me for the rest of the week this week for my other live videos. So I'll see you the day after next. Bye-bye.